I'm Lindsay Caldwell for Press Pass LA. On behalf of our furry friends, I'm at the Humane Society's Genesis Awards Benefit Gala talking to celebrities about their involvement in animal advocacy. Now, this year's outspoken pop star Kesha will be honored for her fierce work against animal cruelty. So let's all take pause and find out more from our fellow animal lovers. All right, so talk to me about your involvement with the Humane Society and what brings you here tonight.
You know, I'm a huge supporter of the Humane Society of the United States. When I met everyone who's involved in the organization, I just was like, they're just such incredible people, and I just love the principles of the organization. They're all about preventing animal cruelty before it occurs and using advocacy, education, and hands-on programs to really make that happen.
And why do you think it's so important for people to get involved and to know about it? Why is it important to you personally?
Well, I think as human beings, we owe it to ourselves to educate ourselves. And I think everything you do impacts the environment, it impacts other people, it impacts the animals, and you really should at least be aware of how your actions affect everyone else.
And do you have any rescues yourself, any animals from shelters?
I do. I have 3 rescue cats. The first I found in the alley, and then the other 2 we got through shelters.
A true alley cat.
I'm sorry?
A true alley cat.
He is a true alley cat, and he's very ornery to back that up.
Press LA, nice to meet you. You're the first vegan race car driver that I've met.
There's actually 3 vegan race car drivers, so I'm the only girl, but I'm one of 3 right now that I know of.
Crazy. So why is this event important to you?
I'm a big animal lover, and I think it's really important that we stand up for them. You know, they don't have a voice, and so we kind of need to be the voice for them, and Humane Society is obviously doing some amazing work. I think all of us have a role to play. Obviously, there's actors and actresses here, and race car drivers and athletes. Everybody has the ability to sort of get these messages out and help people understand that there's billions of animals that are suffering every year. And one of the things I'm working on is we're going to do a Veg Nation race car later this year, which is going to be promoting plant-based diet to 75 million race fans in the U.S. and hopefully get some of them to try out some vegan food.
Cool. So talk to me about this event you're presenting tonight. Why is this near and dear to your heart?
Well, animal issues has always been near and dear to my heart because I was raised by that mom that let me bring home every animal that I found. And sadly, I found a lot. At one point, we had 13 animals in our apartment. I know, but it was hygienic, it was clean, we weren't the crazy animal people. But I mean, stemming from that, I've always cared about animal issues, and I think that the Humane Society of the United States is so important because they're like one of the biggest, and they use the media for good and not evil, and they put attention, and they celebrate people who are putting attention in positive ways on animal issues.
And personally, what do you think people can do to really get involved and make a difference?
The number one thing, the easiest thing would be to spay and neuter their animals. If we could stop that, so many animals would not be dying. The kennels and the people that, like the pounds would not be overpopulated and animals wouldn't be dying. And if they can't do that, help somebody else spay and neuter their animal, because animals cannot open condoms, people. They need your help.
Tell me about this event and why it's important to you personally and what brings you here.
I have lived with animals my whole life. I can't imagine a world without them, and so many of them don't have people protecting them, and we need to be the voice for those who don't have one. I'm very involved right now with trying to save our last remaining wild horses who are being rounded up at an alarming rate. And I just think the work that the Humane Society and so many of the other groups that are here tonight is so vitally important. I think it's what keeps our souls intact. You know, I think we just lose our way. If we stop taking care of those who can't speak for themselves, then I think we're truly lost.
And do you have rescues of your own?
Oh yeah, we have 2 dogs, 2 miniature donkeys, and 3 horses.
2 miniature donkeys? What's that like? Where can I get one of those?
They are just the sweetest, so odd and so fabulous.
Nice to meet you. What brings you here tonight? Why is it important to be here?
Well, I have been a vegan now for 25 years and an animal rights activist for about 27 years, and it's sort of my life's work. I mean, hopefully I'll do some other things while I'm alive, but one of my goals in life is to just do whatever small thing I can to decrease the amount of animal suffering in the world.
And do you have animals of your own, pets, any rescues?
Well, I've been on tour for a really long time, and being on tour and having pets or companion animals is kind of hard. But where I live in LA, I have so many wild animals. Like every day I see deer and raccoons and frogs and snakes and lizards and crows and eagles, and so like I'm surrounded by all these animals. And as I was saying earlier to someone, the great thing about being around wild animals is they feed themselves. So I don't have to clean up their poop. Yeah. But I am looking to adopt dogs just because I love having dogs.
So you live in the wild, basically. I want to know where you live.
Well, the amazing thing about LA is I live 10 minutes from Hollywood. I mean, I live in Hollywood, but up by Griffith Park. So I live in the country, but I'm 10 minutes from the center of Hollywood.
It's amazing. Who would have thunk? So what's the best way that people can get involved and really make a difference?
Well, my suggestion to anyone, rather than sort of like browbeat someone and say you should do this or you should do that, the only thing I can say is that people should educate themselves. You know, be informed and then make your decisions from the education that you've had.
Tell me about this event and what brings you out.
I am a huge animal supporter, and so to be a part of it, I was here last year just as an audience member, and to get to be a part of the actual show tonight is kind of a dream come true. The work the Humane Society does is so important, and it's such a privilege to get to support them and what they do. Bring a little attention to the, to advocate for the animals, my stars.
And what's the best way people can get involved?
You can do anything at any skill level, like whatever you have to give, time, money, heart, technical prowess, anything that is your gift can be an asset to the animals in the fight for their safety, in their homes. The Humane Society has 3 programs that we're celebrating tonight, and you can get involved in any of them on any level, really.
Do you have rescues of your own?
I do, yes. I'm a big fosterer, so I always feel that I'm adopted personally, and I always feel like fostering. I was in foster home for a little while, and so it always feels like a big privilege to me to spend that time with an animal, helping them find their forever home. But I have 3 cats and a dog, and they're all rescues. And my dog was my foster. I just fell in love with her. I couldn't get rid of her.
So you guys are presenting tonight, or hosting it.
I'm presenting. Julie will be in her seat.
Trying not to cry.
Trying not to cry from all the animal stories that we get to see.
I cried
tonight.
last year in my seat.
It's one thing about the Genesis Awards. It brings attention to all the people in the world that bring attention to animal abuse and other animal rights causes, and it's recognizing them on a night like this. But a lot of the times, for all of us that are very sensitive to animals, you watch it and you sort of say, oh my God, this is terrible. And so, yeah, Julie was very sensitive.
It's really a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, I think that it's so important for us to know what's going on, and so that we can help to be part of the solution. But on the other hand, when that awareness gets raised, you're also exposed to that underbelly of humanity that's so disappointing, and it just hurts.
And the reason why we quit eating meat to begin with is sort of take ourselves out of that.
Why is it still happening? Why?
Yeah.
It's nice to see you. So tell me what brings you to this event tonight.
The Genesis Awards. I've been doing this a show for years and years and years. It's just such a good night. You get all these amazing people that are come here to just use their voice, use their time, use their money, use their energy, use their social networking to benefit the protection of animals. It's just it's a good group. Always a great night.
How did you get involved?
I'm a loudmouth animal rescuer. I have always worked for animal rescue and animal rights for a long time. So they call me right away.
What's the easiest way for people to get involved?
I'm one of my big things is animal rescue. I really believe in it so much. Like, please don't go to a breeder. And my new thing is because I'm in CIS, we did an episode about military working dogs and police dogs. And we just do not have the funding for our military dogs to have the Kevlar vest that they need. And it's a big problem. So I've really been kind of putting it out on Twitter and everything to just sort of, you don't have to be able to buy a whole vest, but if you just donate, we can get these dogs. They're going out into battle with no protection. And they're part of our team, they're amazing. And our police dogs are arson dogs, like all of that. Just to try to, I know that if we all come together, we can get all these dogs the vests they need.
They need bulletproof vests too, huh?
They do, and fireproof Fest if you're arson dog? Yes.
Yeah. I've been supporting the HSUS forever. Actually, before I started Peace for Animals, so I know everybody here, and I love the work that they do, not just in the U.S. but internationally. And right now, my focus is the illegal black market trade of endangered species. So we're doing a big, I guess I would say, a big movie that I'm producing, and I've just started actually doing it, and we're actually almost finished editing it, so it'll be done in a couple months, called Give Me Shelter, starring Tippy Hedger and Allison Eastwood and Issa Morales, and it's about the most prevalent animal issues going on right now. So we've focused on tigers, orangutans, ivory, what's going on in Africa, puppy mills, everything. So I know, and it's always been near and dear to my heart, so I'm happy I can be here to support.
And do you have rescue animals of your own, dogs, cats?
Yes, actually Andrew can tell you about our rescued animals, because I bring them home and he has no idea. I'm like, just meet Oreo, meet Wolfie, and he's like, who is this? I'm like, I just rescued them on the side of the road.
How many do you have?
We've got a lot. We had 9. We've got 7 right now. And like I said, I'll just go to the shelter or find them on the side of the street and fix them up. And I'm a foster failure, essentially. We fostered a lot of animals and kept a lot of animals.
So how did you get involved with this event?
With the Humane Society? Well, I've actually been involved with the producers for a number of years. I do a charity gala called Cats for Cats for the last couple of years, which was singing musical numbers from cats to help stray and feral cats. So fortunately I'm not singing tonight because I don't think anyone would appreciate that. But it's so nice to support an event that actually has a real cause, and really means something. I think in Hollywood quite often we celebrate things that don't really have any meaning in the grand scheme of things. So to be here, to be able to give a voice for helpless animals, that to me is a bit of a no-brainer,
And are you a cat guy or a dog guy?
I'm a dog person, yeah, I really am. I have a little French bulldog, Cash, who I adore, and he lives the life. If I could be reincarnated as anything, I'd come back as my little French bulldog. He sort of eats, drinks, and sleeps in a way that I can only dream of, yeah.
All right, you can pat yourself on the back. Thanks for checking out the latest from the Humane Society. Remember, animals have feelings too. To find out more how you can help, even in the smallest way, you can call or log on to their website. I'm Lindsay Caldwell for Press Pass LA.